The views, information, or opinions expressed in the podcast are solely the views of the individuals involved and by no means represent absolute facts. Opinions expressed by the host and guests can change at any time.
Hey guys, you tuned in tonight with Mahogany Tea Time with Queens and Kings of Royalty podcast.
Hey guys, my name is Debra Bowles. I will be your host on tonight. My co-hosts on tonight will be Patrice Gardner and Lorraine Dixon.
What's up?
Hello,
Hey,
hello,
ladies.
guys.
Y'all look so beautiful. I just wanted to have a little
so
girl
you.
talk on tonight. And
All right, then.
I want Lorraine, she got those Bathsheba eyelashes on
What?
tonight.
You better say that.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, Lorraine, what's been going on?
Girl, hang it in here one day at a time. You know how I do.
Yes,
Just
I do.
Stay in the now. Stay in the now.
Lorraine,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
look so beautiful. I know you have had some difficult times, some good times, but I want you to tell me during the pandemic and after the pandemic, what shook you up a little bit?
Gosh, during the pandemic, I think just coming down with COVID and
Yeah.
having my special needs son come down with COVID and knowing he wasn't vaccinated.
Wow.
And so really being kind of fearful, but God brought him through. You know how God is.
Yes, I do.
He takes our worries and our trials. And so he saw us through. And I think that was the most biggest thing. Oh, losing someone very dear to me, Terry, my sister's boyfriend, losing him to COVID. So that was tough. A year after losing Ricky and my father. So, you know.
So you're a widow now, a young widow.
Young widow.
Wow. I know that had to be real hard for you because your husband was an ex-football player, NFL player. Am I correct about that?
Sure was. Ricky Dixon, number 29 from the Boomer Sooners, then went on to play for the Bengals and the Raiders. And so, he died August 1st of 2020. And just, that's part of our podcast topic, how we are maneuvering through this grief and surviving.
Surviving.
And, no, more than surviving, conquering.
Conquering.
Yes.
Being
that's
a
what
black
it's about.
woman conquering things.
Right,
Wow. I
right.
mean, you glowing, but being a black woman with some power.
Black woman with
I know
power.
that had to be very trying, but how did you grab hold to that strength? Because you're an attorney as well. Am I correct about that? So you have a career. So, and a special challenge child, and you have, I think, 2 or 3 other kids?
So I have 3 other kids in addition to Cameron, my special needs child. Then I have a 14-year-old who is as busy as they can be. And I think when you ask me how do you maneuver through that, that's some things that we're really going to get deep down in the grooves about later on. But you stay in your now. So you have to, today I'm good. Thank you. I'm good today.
Well, you look real good with them eyelashes on and that pretty lipstick on, Lorraine. I'm not kidding. I know the real Lorraine. Okay, let's just be transparent, Lorraine.
Yeah, Lorraine don't wear lipstick and eyelashes every day. That's too much work, right?
Well, I'm sure with all the pain, the crying, losing your husband.
Right.
I'm looking at this new Lorraine.
Let me take off my glasses, Steve.
Okay, all right.
see the
Now I can
lashes.
get down with the real Lorraine. Lorraine, I want you to tell me, how did you, I know because y'all were married at the age of 18, or y'all dated since?
So, yeah, we started dating when I was about 19 at the University of Oklahoma. And so I've been with them on, off, good, bads, cheating, not cheating.
That NFL player, right?
NFL player.
But how did you, I'm looking at you, Lorraine. Everything that you talked about, sidebar being on the podcast, I was there with you when your husband transitioned. And I just saw this powerful woman, but I also saw this woman that was holding on to the man she'd been with all her life. How did you let go? And I'm looking at you. I came to your house today. It's beautiful. It's clean. I see your beautiful automobiles. Y'all getting ready to go on camp. How did you bounce back like that? Can you help some young widow?
Shucks. Just God. You have to lean on that higher power. And I think, how did I let go? It was actually you. Because I called you over here and I said, Debra, I need you to come over here and pray for Ricky. They're telling me he's brain dead. I need for you to just come over here. And you came over here and you went in there and you said, Lorraine, you got to let him go. And when you said it, because everybody else had been saying it, But when you said it, I knew it was from God, and I knew I had to let him go.
And it's funny you say that because I knew I was on that assignment, but you're my friend. I didn't want to say it because you're my friend. Who tells their friend, hey, your husband getting ready to transition? But I saw Ricky, and I knew Ricky, and that's the one thing that I loved about you two. Not only did you love me, so did your husband. Y'all always felt comfortable, and so I felt a part, but I also saw my friend, like this power in you that I had never seen before. I mean, you were there with him day and night with your husband, and me as a woman, I learned so much from you on that, because so many women, or even men, leave their significant other, husband or wife, because they're ill. But Lorraine, you were there the whole time. I seen where you wouldn't even leave at times. You were here the whole time, but you still was that mother. You were that career woman. I still want to know. I know you got the high power, Lorraine. I get it. I know the listeners get it. But how did you dig in there to really just say, okay, I got to be there for my husband, my kids? What made you just get in it?
So my truth isn't pretty, because there were several times I wanted to say, this is too rough, Lord. Why'd you give this to me? I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to change no traits. I don't want to change no bags. I don't want to do none of this. But at the end of the day, I loved them. And so it's not that love that you get when you first get married. Right. It's through the fire love.
So even the bad things that, because in the marriage, y'all know, and especially, you had a good looking husband. He was that chocolate man, lean. I mean, y'all, he was a real brother. I saw Ricky, and he had this personality, very charming. So, women were all over here, black women, white women, and I know them white women sure was on some Ricky Dixon, because he was that pretty chocolate. I just keep it real. But here it is. Also, you looking at him, that at one point you felt that, hey, but things that we went through, is this enough for me to stay with him? What was it that made you say, let me forget about the past and take care of my husband?
Yeah, so I never questioned that. When I forgive, I don't hold grudges. So when I forgive. There's no looking back. I don't hold grudges. And so I never questioned what I needed to do to keep Ricky here. And even though it was tough and it was hard and I hated it. If I had to do it again, I would. If it would have kept him here longer, anything within my power, even when he was on that bed and I had to bathe him, clean him, brush his teeth, clean boogers out his nose, whatever.
I saw you.
I would still do it without hesitation.
Well, what was it like, being an attorney, and when your job would call you, how did you know how to flip that switch? Because it's like a switch, because here it is, any day your husband is about to leave you, and then you have this stressful job. How did you balance that? And I'm going to let you think about that, because I want to ask Patrice over here a few questions, because I think she has something similar. Right. Here she is with these Bathsheba eyelash, but these women looking gorgeous, y'all. I mean, these women are just, you wouldn't believe they've gone through the things they have, but they're giving me strength, and I'm looking at them. I know that they've had those days where they had to cry, but I'm looking at Patrice. Tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I'm originally from Fort Worth, Texas. Yes. But I've been in Dallas for a very long time. After graduation from Grambling State University, I moved to Dallas, and I've been here ever since. Met my husband in 2001, 2002. We were married in 2004, and he was diagnosed March 20th, 2017 with ALS.
Wow. What is that? Some of our listeners might not know. What is that?
ALS is a degenerative, am I saying that right, Lorraine? It attacks the central nervous system.
Oh, is that about the movie that came out Will Smith played in? Is that the one?
Well, that's with CTE. But upon Ricky's death, he had stage 3 CTE and ALS.
Wow.
But ALS is, if you think of the bucket challenge.
Gotcha.
That's where that all started from, was ALS.
Okay.
And it was crazy, because we had 2 small children. I have 2 daughters now that I'm raising alone.
Oh, 2 small ones. How old
They're
were
16
they?
and 13 now. So when he was diagnosed in 2017, they were do the math on that, take away. They were like 8 and 11.
Wow. So you had 2 daughters, right? And then your husband going through this, and you looking good. I see you with the locks. I mean, your white teeth look like pearls. I mean, you're just gleaming. You ladies are beautiful. And I want other women to know when you're going through, just don't lose yourself. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. I will have to be honest. I don't know about for Lorraine, but I kind of lost myself. I think I gained about 60 pounds and didn't even realize it.
Wow, y'all have to see this body over here, but keep going.
Didn't realize that I had gained as much weight as I had gained until I saw a picture of myself at homecoming. And I saw that picture. I was like, who is this girl? I knew the other ladies in the picture, but didn't even recognize myself. And when I saw that picture, I was like, oh my God, that's me. And I was like, no wonder nobody's speaking to me. They didn't recognize me. They didn't know me. I had gotten so big, didn't even realize it. And doing that every day, going to work full time. And I was working in education at that time and working a full-time job. As soon as I got home, my caregiver was out the door, and I became a full-time caregiver overnight, getting maybe an hour, 2 hours of sleep a night, getting up the next morning, doing the same routine.
So how would he treat you? Like, did y'all communicate a lot? Or,
Absolutely.
I mean, did y'all talk about things like, if, when I die or when I get my set of wings, I want you to remarry. Did he ever say anything like that?
It wasn't until the end, because my husband fought, and he fought until the end. We traveled for stem cell treatments. We were in Mexico. We went everywhere to get
so
treatment.
Y'all spent money to try to...
Absolutely. We raised money, and we had a huge village, and that village was so supportive. I just could not believe how people came together, how much they loved him. To donate. I mean, we had people helping us with mortgage payments because we still had bills.
But how did you keep it together? Like when you think about losing your husband, this is me thinking here, because I lost my husband due to an accident. Thank God I remarried, but it was a tragedy. But when you sit there and you know that you have money in the bank, you have credit, you have friends in high places, but you can't extend life for him. How do you deal with that, knowing that you won't see him again? How do you mentally? You know what?
I have to say that it was nobody but God, because when I would go to work, I was working at middle school, and the teachers were finding out, what I was dealing with at home. And I had a teacher walk up to me one day and she says, Miss Gardner, I just learned about what you're dealing with at home with your husband. She said, how do you walk through these hallways with a smile on your face every day? You're greeting everybody.
Okay, well, let's be honest, though. Did you smoke a joint? Did you do some drinking? Was it sex?
Probably
Wait a minute. That's what I'm saying. Come on, y'all. This some real talk here.
With you.
Yeah, be honest.
I'm going to be honest with you. I had to tell her, I said, you know what? I'm not operating in my own strength. This is not me.
Okay, but tell me if you had a joint, a knot, or some alcohol, or
yes,
no,
some gummies, whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have. You understand me?
We speaking the truth now.
You understand me? Because that was hard. That was hard watching my husband day in and day out, and watching my children every morning. We would go into the room, have prayer with him. And when we got home from school, we see the same him, no improvement, but we're praying for improvement every day. We're praying for God to heal him. And Lorraine, you said something that I didn't think like that when you said, if whatever you could have done to, keep him here. My prayer was, God, if you're not going to heal him on this side, don't make him suffer any longer.
I think you're right, the suffering part, because
that's hard.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Lorraine went so far as bringing in a helicopter. Am I correct, Lorraine?
Oh yeah. So Ricky wanted to take a last trip, and he didn't say it was last trip because I had to get over some anger issues with him.
But he was
insistent. He was insistent on taking this family trip. And I said, okay, we're going to rent an RV. We're going to go to the hills of Tennessee. I'm going to see a bear. And we made it as far as Memphis. And we were at the Peabody Hotel. And I had just cleaned them up. And I turned around and I was gathering up the belongings so we could drive on to Tennessee, Seegerville. Was it Seegerville? I can't remember. And he was not breathing. And so I'm looking around like, why is he not breathing? What's going on? And my sister happened to be in the other room, so I screamed. And when I screamed, the girls and my sister ran through, and I said, he's not breathing. Then I noticed the machine was not working. the battery had died out. And as a caregiver, you're trained. You always have to make sure to turn your eye at that machine.
That's right.
Before you walk away. And I did not. I had been so used to it. Plus, I didn't sleep the night before because my special needs son, he didn't sleep.
Wow.
So I was exhausted, and I did not turn to make sure that machine was going. And so I had to get over some guilt.
Okay.
And so he was unresponsive, and I had to call in the ambulance, and we took him to a hospital, and that was not the treatment he was used to, that he was getting at that hospital. Mm-hmm. And I said, I have to get him home, and I don't care what it's going to take. And so I was able to arrange a helicopter flight with Angel Flight to get him back to Dallas.
Wow.
And so I needed to get him back in my house with his caregivers. And even though they said he was brain dead, he wasn't, because I would talk to him and I would see tears coming down.
Right.
And so I was just, praying and talking to him and speaking life to him. And
Lorraine, I can tell you this, you're a real woman, because most women would have been selfish and said, hey, I'm not going to spend that kind of money. But that's when you talk about true love. As Black women, we get criticized for a lot of things, like we have nasty attitudes, we this, we that. But to have a true wife, a loving wife that said he wasn't used to the treatment. So it was important to you, and you knew his body because you had been there. So you knew he needed to get back on holy ground, which was in that bedroom where his caregivers could take care of him, which he was. Am I correct about that?
Oh, yeah, because there was nothing Ricky went without. I went without.
Oh, because you bought even a water system. I remember you purchased a water system. And I know a lot of times, you don't get to hear this, how we really treat our husbands, especially Black women. I'm a Black woman, so I can say that. But when I see you two sitting here talking about, knowing that your husbands are going to leave you, that's a hard thing to deal with. And just sitting here, I'm getting goosebumps, because even I see Lorraine over there, but I also know how much she loved her husband. I see you over here, this mother, powerful, but you women are just powerful. And I'm sure our listeners are out there listening, saying, you know what, if I didn't get it right, if I'm not doing it right, it's two women I heard tonight talking about how they took care of their husband when they were transitioning, because that's a hard job. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Cleaning somebody, but it's just a weakness. I'm gonna be honest with you. And a man that has strength, big, you trying to pull him up, you trying to set him up, you trying to feed him, you trying to this, and a Black man, if he can do his thing, he still gonna want some. You know what I mean? So you got to flip script on that. Now y'all got to keep it real. If he gonna want some,
you're right.
And you got to figure out how you gonna satisfy him through him transitioning as a man, real man. So we gonna keep it real.
I had women ask me, how do you do that? Why, and I would have to tell them, when I said my vows to Andre, my vows were not just to him, but they were unto God. My vows were unto God. And I was in my marriage for 16, 17 years. And I was with him because I was afraid of God. I was afraid of what God would do to me, stepping out of me. When he was healthy, I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't stepping out because I was afraid of consequences from God. Not so much as what Andre would have done. But when we said our vows, it was through good, bad, healthy.
What you remember Andre said to you before he left here that you to this day still remember, like, oh, that's in my heart forever. And like now you smile.
Yeah, he said so much. I have text messages from him that I still, I haven't read in a while. And we'll get to that later. But you know what my husband did do before he left this earth? He gave me permission to live. Whoa. And when I say that, he literally said, hey, I want you to live life. I want you to find love. And I'm just crying. Oh, Andre, ain't nobody gonna love me the way you love me. Ain't nobody gonna like me the way you like me. Ain't nobody gonna put up with my foolishness the way you do. I'm really, he says, dry your face, wipe your tears. He said, you're gonna find someone to love you better than I did.
Wow.
And when he said that to me, I just broke down even more. Ain't nobody gonna love me. It was crazy. It was crazy because I just could not believe he was telling me that.
Oh, but
knowing that,
Yeah.
you know, what we had with each other. And he would always say, I just want to be healed. I just want to be better so I can be with my wife.
Well, can I be honest? I told my husband I'm gonna come back and hunt him, the girlfriend,
Ooh,
and everybody
that's
else.
evil.
And I know, and I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. But I'm being very honest. I told him, I said, I'm coming back. I'm gonna hunt her, you, and y'all better not take my money.
Tell him I'm making a living hand for you.
Yeah, I told him I'm saying I'm gonna get in the bed with y'all. I named everything. He said I did. I told him, I said I'm a real woman. I'll be honest. I don't know what everybody else saying, but
And I'm not saying if I could have given Andre those same, you know.
yeah,
that
because y'all
same
had some nice looking husband.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky told me, Ricky, just street.
Yeah, what did Ricky say,
Anybody
Lorraine?
who know Ricky know he was street.
Yeah, tell me what Ricky said.
Don't let them niggas take my money.
That's Ricky. Oh, that's see. Now that's real talk. I told y'all we was gonna have some real talk tonight. Cause you know what? I cannot stand when people are fake. Tell
Yeah,
the truth.
yeah, be
and that
honest.
sounds just like
That's
Ricky.
right,
Ricky, I can hear. And the average black man would say that. You better not let that nigga get my money. I'm coming back to get you.
Well, mine
I didn't
didn't
want
have
them
no
to
money
have
to
it.
leave. He always told me, he said, listen here, you're going to be better off once I'm gone on to glory. And he wasn't lying. Lord, I thank you for the decisions we made. Hallelujah.
But you know what? You might not have the money, but he know you had the looks. And he know, Ricky know Lorraine too tight. She ain't gonna give up nothing. Look, Ricky knew Lorraine wasn't gonna get nothing. She too, look. But this is the thing, you know, we never imagined losing. I know me, I always said, you know, living for now, you know, you put up money for retirement, but you really never imagine losing
Yeah.
your loved one.
Well,
your
what was
husband.
that like for you, Debos, when you
Oh
lost
my
your husband?
God. It was a tragedy. For me, it was, I had been through an abusive relationship. So I didn't know what true love was because my father was abusive and he abandoned us when we were young. So when I found out that I had true love, I was happy. Like, oh, I got me a little Tay Diggs over here, and he fine, good in bed, have a little money, a job. He not on crack. He ain't been to prison. Boy, I was just naming all the good stuff about my black man. I was excited. I'm for real. And then all of a sudden, on March the 19th, one year, my husband, he wasn't in bed. He had went out for his birthday, and he wasn't in the bed. And I was like, where is he? And I called his cell phone, and a police officer answered and said that my husband was in a bad accident. They would have to call me back. And when I called back, they said he was dead. He died instantly. He was ejected from the automobile. And that changed my whole life. And for many, many years, you know, I would always say, I don't never want to marry. I can't do this again. I was angry at God because I'm like, here's a man that won't beat me, didn't beat me. And you're going to take this one, God? The only man that ever loved me for real, God? Is this truly a test? Now, this is where I'm, you know, really, really in church now. Because I grew up Church of God in Christ, no lipstick. You know, I had to wear the long dresses. I don't care what nobody say. Everything you did, you was going to hell.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he showed me the other side of life. So I'm like you. I look in the mirror, but I was the opposite. I lost a lot of weight. My hair had came out, but I was steady going to church every Sunday, taking care of everybody, spending money like it was just it. I was grieving, not even realizing, y'all, that I was grieving.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about grieving.
Grief
I
is
didn't know.
tough.
It is,
Yes.
you know, and I didn't want to go to no church telling people my business and what was going on. But I think the thing that hurt me the most was people take advantage of you when you're grieving.
Yeah.
They really take from your money to your love,
Your time.
to your time. And I think that was the thing with me, Lorraine, and I was so religious. I was so heavily bound. I was no earthly good. I thought I was. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I was grieving so bad, y'all. I was making bad mistakes, and nobody pulled me aside and say, hey, Debra, they will study taking from me till it was no more of me to give. And so I think when somebody grieving, that y'all should really watch the warning signs because they're there. That's why I'm admiring you and Lorraine sitting here like, how did y'all do this? How?
It was hard. It was hard for me. It was really hard, and it took a lot of praying. It took a lot of I can't say fasting because I probably was eating everything that I saw. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I was fasting and even know I was fasting.
It was tough for me. It really was. And just watching you know what? I have to say, it was hard for me to watch my girls go through that.
Wow. Now that's,
watch my kids, because I'm 51. I'll be 52 in October. And I still have my father. We just celebrated my dad's 79th birthday. So the pain that my girls are feeling, I'm not feeling that pain. Of course, our pain and our grief is totally different, right?
Right.
But and I have to tell them, I loved Dad differently than you. That was your father, and I know this hurts.
I want y'all to come back one day. We need to talk about that: a father love and a dad's love and a husband love. Mm-hmm. Because when we do have that conversation. When I was, my husband that was killed, this is the thing about me, you kind of get them confused because your husband can't give you the love that your father should have given you. But a lot of times in relationship, women look for that love and you can't do that. And that's how I believe a lot of marriages are destroyed. And you can also get into a relationship where it's very toxic.
Right.
It can become verbal, emotional, and physical. Because when that man, you let him think he's your father and he becomes controlling, then you want to cut him off. But at the same time, you want him to be like a father. So I would love for you and Lorraine, one day we need to really talk about relationship.
Absolutely.
But on tonight, I'm just looking at y'all too. Like Lorraine looked like a doll. Like, I mean, her eyes. Yeah, I mean, she is gorgeous. And you sitting over here talking about you were fat. I want to know what kind of diet you were on.
Well, I have lost 52 pounds.
How did you do that?
Oh my gosh. Intermittent fasting. And it is a long story. And then my endocrinologist, I kept going to her saying, I cannot lose weight.
Now, she know black folks don't know that word. She ought to be ashamed of herself. Y'all killed me with these words.
My thyroid, doctor.
Yeah. Break it down for some of these listeners.
She actually put me in a clinical trial.
Clinical trial. It's just like saying you're clinically, clinically.
And I didn't get the placebo. I got the actual one that made me lose the weight. And then, but my husband also gave me permission to have my mommy makeover when he passed away because he
Did
knew
y'all
he
hear
was
mommy
leaving me.
makeover and all this stuff? These are NFL wives, y'all. Y'all know they throw it off anyway. Y'all seen some of them shows. They throw it off anyway. They ain't got nothing but money and they don't have nothing but, see, they sitting over here. Me, I would have been saying, y'all, I went and saw my regular doctor and my gynecologist and he told me to go see, and she over here talking about and all that crap. What kind of mess is that? See, I told you, them are strong black women. I'm a real black woman and I'm weak. And they over here, I'm trying to ask the woman about how she lost weight. She talking about all these big names. My insurance, Medicare don't pay for that. Medicaid don't pay for that. So you gonna have to tell these women when you get off what kind of doctors these are.
Y'all call me and I'm gonna let you know.
Where's that doctor that did Michael Jackson in Houston? Dr. Cornell, I think that whatever his name is. I'm going to find one of them doctors. Whoever them doctors are.
You don't want one of them doctors.
Right.
Yeah, and go to Miami, And that's another thing. Y'all look so good. Y'all got any implants going on?
God gave me these, and I would love to give you some.
Girl, y'all look, for real, y'all look, I'm telling y'all, these ladies, I'm telling you, look.
Now,
you know what?
Debra, I am in the weight loss journey. I'm just now starting this
But
thing.
you look good. You look good.
So
You do water aerobics, don't you?
I do water. I've started doing water aerobics and Bikram yoga. But Bikram hot yoga.
Oh, hot yoga, y'all. I'm gonna break it down for y'all as they tell me. I'm gonna break it down for y'all because I don't understand this. I don't care about being shamed, so I'm gonna break it down for y'all listeners out there because why they gotta use all these words? Why can't they just be real? I done told them we was
Look,
having.
we got my deal on the mic.
Lorraine talking about. Wait a minute. Okay, but what if you have a hot tub like your bathtub? How you do that, Lorraine?
What you mean?
I can't go to no Y and all this stuff you talking about. Can I just get some Epsom salt and to lose some weight?
They have those little steamers that you can buy Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Oh, those my best friend Amazon.
Mm-hmm. And D Bose is just over here talking.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Talking for real.
Let me tell you something. I'm trying to get a donation. Y'all know we'll talk about this next time, but I'm trying to make them feel sorry for me because I need some donations.
I want to ask you, Dee, because I think that I'm kind of going down that path where you are today. When did you decide after your husband passed away that you would start dating again, that you would remarry?
When my hormones start acting up, I got hot one night and I said, whoa, my body started doing some crazy stuff, girl. I had been practicing celibacy for 12
That's
years.
amazing. That's amazing.
But then the enemy attacked me somehow after the 13th year. And girl, it was getting tough.
That's when your husband came along, right?
No, he hadn't made it. And then, girl, the devil got busy. They were trying to give me toys and parties. Oh, so I said, the devil is a lie. I'm not going to no toy party. What kind of toys? You can't go to no toy party and be saved. Girl, what kind of devil is that? I'm not doing that. Girl, I'll be at the altar for a year trying to get that demon out of me with some toys. They talking about they got toys. Girl, what kind of toys?
They're out there.
No, I needed the real thing. And so what happened was, I went to this, I'm being honest. I'm just going to set me free. I don't know about y'all. Y'all done sit over there down to the NFL wives.
You better.
Because y'all done been on all sorts of shows. And y'all used to that line.
My husband was a preacher, y'all. He wasn't no NFL player.
Girl. Oh, we're going to talk about that because I heard some things and I want you to tell me if it's true. Dog, you
are.
But I'm not playing, y'all. My hormone. I have been practicing celibacy for 12 years. I told the Lord to hold it back because I was, I like that. You don't be married. You don't do it whenever you want to. You got to be honest and quit playing with yourself.
Yes, that's right. That's
in a good way.
You got to be. And you know what? That's funny you say that because I heard you say before that you said you would never get married, and that's where I was saying to myself too after Andre passed. I was like, I ain't gonna marry nobody else. But you know what I did say?
What you say?
I said, I ain't gonna stop.
See, that's what I say.
But I ain't gonna get married again.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking. See, that's why I like real talk. Because it's somebody saved out there. Me, I did too. I asked God to hold that thing back. And you know, if you have a black hunk man, a good one, a hump in his back, you know, and you a hump in his back. They got humps in their back. Lorraine, you know, Lorraine over there with them glasses on looking studious. But I'm going to tell it like it is, y'all, for real. When you have a good husband that can make love and you used to that stuff and you can't get it no more, that devil will attack you and all. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't want no toys. Every time I think about that, I'm like Wendy. Wendy, y'all know Wendy?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sip on no tea. Lorraine.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm going to go back to this for real, y'all. It's hard when you done had it every night and you used to.
Oh, Lord.
It's hard. So you got to figure out how you going to work that thing out and trying to live right.
For 12 years.
12. It was hard because one dude said, I ain't touching that. That's what he told me. He said, no. He said, no, you off limits.
But you gonna kill me.
Yeah, he said, I'm not ready to die like that. Nope. I said, y'all, I'm telling the truth. I know people don't believe this kind of stuff, but this stuff happens for real. Especially like me, I was really naive because I wasn't, sleeping around. I swear it was nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But when my husband died, I thought it was best if I asked God to kill that urge for me because I didn't want to be sleeping around because I was trying to live right?
Right.
And you can't be praying over people and you got that kind of demon, so I was praying over here and I asked the Lord to hold that back. So he did. But the 13th year, seemed like every man I look at, they wanted me.
13 is a good number.
It's a 13.
Lucky 13. That's my line number.
Lucky the 14th year I got married.
Oh, good.
And it's been a wonderful marriage, and I'm going to leave it right there. I ain't going to be telling y'all my business. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Lorraine.
Yes.
Won't he do it?
Patrice,
won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
That's one thing about women. Y'all know we wasn't made to be put here to act like we so this and that. You have to be real with yourself. That's what gets you caught up in lies, deception, fornicate. One thing Juanita Bonham said many, many years ago, she said, if you're going to do it, go and do it one time and ask the Lord to forgive you. That's exactly what she said. Quit playing with that thing. Apostle Paul said, it's better to marry than to burn.
That's right.
So I was about to burn, so I had to marry. And I married, and it was a great choice. But all I'm saying, ladies that are out there and you've been married all those years, just make sure he's going to be your husband and he belongs to you. And stay away from the toys. Do not go on Amazon.
What the toys going to do?
Girl, they're going to get you in trouble.
Gotta get you with the toys.
Yeah, I know he will.
Girl.
Lorraine, what you think?
I like my toys.
Oh, y'all. Oh, see, I told y'all them. You know what? That's why I'm the host tonight. You know what? Co-host. I knew they was dangerous. Lorraine over here, y'all. She looking good. Y'all color done changed. So have y'all gotten some since y'all husband done?
I've been to the island. I've been to Cancun. That's why the Lord kissed me with that sun. That's where this hue is coming from.
Lorraine gonna stay in the hot
Wait a
tub.
minute. I have a backyard. And I sit in my backyard and let the sun embrace and kiss me.
You have an oasis back there. That's not a backyard, sweetheart. That's an oasis.
Okay.
I told y'all are okay. We have a poor preacher. He has his wings, and my dear brother Dixon have his. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at y'all too. Y'all nothing but trouble.
What?
Both of y'all. Island in the back. Lorraine got all the water back there. She just water bound. Just
Absolutely
beautiful. You sitting over here, you done seen the promised land. I've been introduced to it now for 8 years. I'm doing well. And I would love to see the day. I'm just so happy that we're here laughing because you ladies have gone through a lot, for real. Yeah. All jokes aside, I'm glad on tonight we had the co-host in the house because these two women are powerful women. I like the fact they taking care of themselves now. They took care of their husbands, and God bless their souls. They're resting. They're not suffering. Right. No sorrow, no pain. But I'm looking at you. I know they got to be looking down saying, look, I thought they were beautiful back then because I seen some pictures of y'all. Y'all out of control. Y'all see. Preacher, help the preacher, boy. I know he had to, oh, Lord, help him. And Dixon, bless his heart. Ricky, he knew. And you, I mean, y'all just look gorgeous. And I'm just so grateful.
So do you.
Yeah. Do I look good? Y'all don't be lying to me.
You look good.
You know, for Kojic many years, I couldn't wear lipstick. Is this too red on my lips?
No.
Because when the mothers catch me, y'all, I'm getting trouble. So how's this lipstick?
It looks good.
The only thing about eyelashes, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When they start itching me,
what you do?
See, y'all pro at this. I pull them off.
I'm really not.
Y'all pull them off. Y'all do too.
Y'all
pull it off.
Yeah.
No, not with the podcast, girl. We could go to Papados and eat. Don't act like that. We do need to continue to look beautiful and go out and eat.
I think mine too long because they keep touching my eyes.
I look like Bathsheba. Look, mine be like this. Like I know like Lorraine Baby was looking at me. I said I look like Andorra used to play on Bewitched. Remember she used to have all that makeup on?
You look really pretty.
You look amazing.
I do.
Oh,
well, as we wrapping up, I'm just going to say this. This has been a wonderful night. You ladies, I'm telling you, your teeth are so white.
Thank you. I'll give you the history on that as well.
Okay. Mint dentistry?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so you're going to tell me this secret?
I am.
Lorraine, your eyes are so beautiful. What is it about your eyes? Did anybody tell you anything about your eyes when you were little?
Ricky used to tell me I have bedroom eyes.
Ooh. Oh, they are. You got some eyes. So don't get the toys, Lorraine. Just show them your eyes. Just keep the eyes working,
Just
Lorraine.
blink the eyes.
Yeah,
blink
Lorraine, what kind of cup you drinking out? I see. What's the name of your cup?
So this cup was given to me by a very good friend that I'm sipping my tea, my relaxing tea out of. It was given to me by Dr. Joy Williams Thomas, and it says Sister Friends, and it's us on the back.
I love it. What's the name of this group tonight? What's the
Mahogany? You are with Queens and King. King is Tony Rayburn. He used to play football for the University of Oklahoma. He's going to be joining us.
Okay.
He's also a widow. And Queens of Royalty. And our podcast show is called Mahogany Tea Time.
All right. I'm telling y'all, this has been awesome. What's your cup before we close this up?
You know what? Unfortunately, I left my magic cup, and Lorraine was so kind to let me borrow one. It just so happens to say cuddle up.
Always a black woman got to borrow something, y'all. Always got to borrow.
We always run out of something.
No, we always pantyhose something.
Right, but it says cuddle up, and I do love to cuddle.
Oh, cuddle. Well, I have mine's queen of everything. My girl, no other than Valisa. She know I like tea, and I am a queen. I've been telling people when I was a little girl, black queen, you know, I'm a chocolate little queen, and I love being a queen, and I treat myself like a queen.
I know that's
Hello,
right.
Somebody. I ain't gonna take y'all to church.
You better.
We're gonna close it out tonight. I look forward to our listeners. I hope y'all have enjoyed our girl Patrice Gardner, no other than Lorraine Dixon, and myself, your host for tonight, no other than D. Bowles, Debra Nixon Bowles.
Yes, y'all come back and listen to us again.